Class 10 Biology. Good morning, students. Today again we will continue the same chapter 4, Absorption by Roots, with some new topics. Last day we had discussed about the tonicity. So we have three types of solution. These are isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic. Isotonic means same tension concentration. The relative concentration of water molecules and the solute on either side of the cell membrane is the same. Means if there are two containers separated by a semi-permeable membrane, then the concentration of solute and the solvent is the same. In such a solution, there is no net movement of water molecules across the cell membrane because concentration is equal on either side. Second, hypotonic. In this condition, the solution outside the cell has a lower solute concentration than the fluid inside the cell. As a result, the water molecule from outside will move into the cell, and this process of osmosis is called endosmosis because water from outside move inside. Clear? And third, hypertonic, higher solute concentration. In this condition, the solution inside the cell has a higher solute concentration than the fluids inside the cell. Consequently, the water molecule from the interior of the cell will move out, and the process by which the water moving out is called exoosmosis. I have drawn three figures A, B and C. In figure A, or container A contains isotonic solution. Here the concentration of water or solvent is equal to the solute. Clear? In figure B, the container contains hypotonic solution, means the concentration of solute is less solute and more solvent. Clear? Hypotonic means less solute, more solvent. In third figure C, the container contain hypertonic solution, means high solute concentration and less solvent. Clear? Okay. If we place either animal cell or plant cell in all the three beakers, what changes we can observe? So here, when we place a living plant or animal cell in figure A, that is in isotonic solution, here the concentration of solute and solvent is equal on either side, so there is no any movement, no osmosis takes place. Clear? Once more, when we place a living plant or animal cell in isotonic solution, then there is no movement of water or solvent takes place in between the cell and the surrounding, that is the solution, because here the concentration of both solute and solvent are equal. Good. Now come to the second. Here in figure B, the less solute concentration, more solvent. Hypotonic means more water concentration. But in cell, the water concentration is less. So water moves inward by a process known as exoosmosis, and that cell will bulge. Clear? So when we place a living plant or animal cell in hypotonic solution, thus it is endoosmosis takes place and the cell start bulging. Sometime it may burst. Clear? Now come to the third figure. Here the beaker or container contain hypertonic solution, means high solute, less solvent. But the cell that is placed in this solution contain less solute or more water. So water from the cell start moving outside by a process known as exoosmosis, and the cell will flaccid. It will shrink. Flaccid means shrink. The cell will freeze. So altogether, the final conclusion is in isotonic no movement, in hypotonic endosmosis takes place and the cell bulge. In hypertonic exoosmosis takes place and the cell will flaccid or shrink. Clear? Okay. Same example is given in your book in page number 43, figure 4.8. So dear student, along with this video, just go through figure 4.8. If you are able to understand this topic, it will be highly helpful for this chapter as well as two next chapters. Clear? Okay. Small topic, passive transport. Before that we have to discuss more topics, that is active transport. Active transport is the passage of substance, especially the salt or ion, from its lower to higher concentration through a living cell membrane using energy from the cell. Active transport is in a direction opposite to that of diffusion. A root contains root hair. We had discussed that root hair absorb water from the soil by a process known as endosmosis, because water is in higher concentration in the soil. But can you guess how the mineral ions are absorbed by the root? As the concentration of mineral ion is higher than that of soil, means in root hair the concentration of mineral ions are higher than the soil. So it is the movement of minerals ions from their lower concentration to higher concentration through a living membrane, that is cell membrane. Once more, the concentration of mineral ion is less in soil, but the concentration of mineral ion is high in the root hair cell. So it is the movement of mineral ion from their lower concentration to the higher concentration through a living membrane by utilizing energy from the living cell in the form of ATP. Means mineral ions are absorbed actively and if it is actively, then it requires certain amount of energy, and that energy is given by the cell membrane in the form of ATP. Getting all of you? Simple example, if we face a bucket full of water from the well, it requires energy because water is in lower level moving towards upper level, that requires energy. Another example, water from the boring or from the underground sources reach to the tank that is placed on your terrace is transported actively, means their mechanical energy is used, and mechanical energy is transformed form of electrical energy. So here in biology, if we are discussing active transport, it is the movement of mineral ion from their lower concentration to the higher concentration through a living membrane utilizing energy in the form of ATP. Clear? Passive transport. Passive transport is nothing different from diffusion. Passive refers to requiring no input of energy. Active, it was the input of energy. So there is a free movement of molecules from their higher lower to the lower concentration. Means when water diffuses from higher to the lower concentration, that is from soil to the roots, some mineral ion diffuse along with the water. That is actually passive transport. Clear? Now two more topics, turgidity and flaccidity. So the two new topics, turgidity and flaccidity. See, here there are two beaker A and beaker B. Beaker A contain hypotonic solution and beaker B contain hypertonic solution. So beaker A contain hypo and beaker B contain hypertonic solution. Now place living cell in both the beaker. What will happen? So when we place a living plant or animal cell in the hypotonic solution, endosmosis occur and the cell will bulge. Clear? But when we place a living cell in hypertonic solution, exosmosis takes place and the cell will shrink. Clear? The cell will shrink. So what is turgidity? When a cell reaches a state where it cannot accommodate any more water, it is fully distinct, is called turgid, and the condition is called turgidity. Once more, when a cell reaches a state where it cannot accommodate any more water, it is fully distinct, it is called turgid, and the condition is called turgidity. Clear? Now flaccidity. So when we place a living cell in a hypertonic solution, it starts losing water by a process called exosmosis. The cell becomes shrink or flaccid, and the condition is called flaccidity. So turgidity and flaccidity are the condition when they are placed into different solutions. Clear all of you? So next is again we will continue the same topic. There are more small topics are there in the chapter. So all of you go through the book while listening and watching this video. One of the important chapter in biology. Clear all of you? Okay, have a good day. Bye.